Leader of opposition Dr. Mukul Sangma has said that a criminal case having links with SS Netcom was registered at Limekra police station in Shillong, which was filed in 2010, has not come to a logical conclusion due to political interference. Speaking to the media, Dr. Sangma said that he was the then chief minister. He brought about a number of reforms, including a separation of judiciary from the executive, so that the administration of justice is seen on the ground.
Okay.
Dr. Sangma alleged that when he demitted the office of Chief Minister, this case was completely forgotten, and the important police officers like M.N. Khan was directly involved in the investigation of this case was intentionally transferred due to political interference to sabotage the case.
I did not interfere because we believe in our judiciary, in our administration of justice. So, any process of law must not be interfered upon in order to ensure that law is allowed to take its own course. Now, after the election, there has been change of government. Change of government or no change of government, the process of law must continue as they should. But what has happened is that I'm afraid it is not happening. It is not happening. There is an attempt to derail this whole process of investigation in as far as this case is concerned. And this is because I have a copy of this letter written by the then SP of East Khasit Shillong, dated 1st February 2019, last year. And the letter says, which is self-explanatory, I'll just read some portion. You know, this is in reference to this relevant subject, that is in relation to the case number under section 120B, rather, Limekra PS case number 134/2017. There's the case number. Registered on the 28th of August 2017, before the election. I repeat, the case which I'm referring to is Limekra police station case number 134/2017. Registered on the 28th of August 2017, under section 120B 4119. 419, 420, 465, 34, 201 IPC and 66D of IT Act for allegedly running a fake call center in the premises of SS Netcom. Now, I will tell you the background of this case. What has happened is that SS Netcom has recruited some of the job seekers for IT-enabled services from Shillong and from Meghalaya and from Northeast. And these recruited youth, job seekers, were then trained in Ahmedabad by one fake company called IFA, Irfan, Faisal and Amit, that is the nickname. And interestingly, the Faisal Khan is the fake name of Mr. Sandy Mukherjee. So they have fake names. You know who used to take fake names? You have all those names, alias, this, alias, blah, 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 you know. When people intend to engage in criminal activities, people take fake names. Now this IFA, what is the contention then was that this IFA was rented out premises by SS Netcom. Before you rent out your premises to anybody, won't you try to verify, are they so novice? And at the same time, not only renting out, they also train these youth who were recruited by them by the same organization, and they brought back to Shillong these trained people, and these same trained people were again asked to train some more boys and girls here. And that's how it came to know. It came to be known. The whole issue revolves around training these youth to engage in criminal activities. That is the most dangerous thing. I am afraid if our youth are being trained to engage in this international network who are engaging in this kind of criminal activities, that means you're only training your youth to be criminals. So there is more than what one can just interpret. There are much more deeper things which has to be unearthed. Now here, what does the letter of the SP says? That I am to inform you that the city at present is witnessing a series of crimes related to crime against property. There has also been overall increase on the disposal front, where of late the disposal of cases have fallen drastically. Can you understand the language? 1st February 2019, written on that day, 1 year after I demitted office. In spite of several instruction and supervision by gazetted officers, from time to time, there has been very less improvement in this front. The expertise of Inspector Aman Khan, who has put in long service in the district, has not only benefited the personnel of Laitumkra police station, but has also been a guiding factor to the younger IPS probationers posted in the district. The transfer and posting of Inspector Aman Khan and UBSI Pintudas has also created a fear psychosis among the officers of the district, since officers were handling the high profile cases and are having strong feeling that the transfer could have been because of this reason. It's a letter of the SP. As such, it is strongly recommended that the matter may kindly be taken up with the PHQ on priority for retaining Inspector Aman Khan and UBSI Pintudas in this district. This was addressed to DIG ER. I have therefore said, why have the government not called the meeting of the State Security Commission for such a long time? Till now they have not called. I have raised this issue number of times. I have raised it in the House also. Police officers are not vested with the responsibility of only daily law and order related challenges. They are also responsible for investigation and charge sheeting of cases and the perpetrators of crime.
On the other hand, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma strongly rejected the leader of opposition Dr. Mukul Sangma's allegation, stating that the criminal case registered at Limekra police station was thoroughly investigated for more than a year, and the transfer of police officers and other officials are the normal procedures of the government. Conrad K. Sangma also reiterated that when Mukul Sangma was the then Chief Minister, a case of prostitution racket was registered with police, where the then Home Minister was also linked with it, and a police officer who was investigating the case was also transferred within a period of 1 month. The Chief Minister, brushing the allegation aside, termed the allegation of Dr. Mukul Sangma as trying to divert the minds of the public somewhere else rather than focusing on real issues.
The LO was the Chief Minister, and investigation started that time itself. In fact, investigation went on for almost a year. Government changed, and after that the entire investigation again went on for another year. There were allegations that we tried to interfere. If we had tried to interfere, then the transfers would have been made immediately when we came to power, which was not the case. They were allowed to do the investigation for almost a year without any kind of interruption from anybody, because we believe that there should be free and fair investigation in all these aspects. But obviously, in due course of time, whatever transfers and postings that need to be done on a normal basis, on a routine basis, was done, not just for 1 or 2 individuals, but for many officials throughout the system. So therefore, it was a routine transfer that was done, and not at all done with any kind of intention as being alleged by the leader of opposition. In fact, if you were to go back into history, you would see that when there was a situation of a prostitution racket being run out of a guest house that was owned by the then Home Minister in the Congress government, that time in this prostitution racket that was there, within 1 month's time, the concerned officer and the investigation officer was transferred for whatever reason. And if that is not interference in the investigation, then what is? So therefore, they did that during that time, which I feel was very wrong, and they should have allowed the investigation to continue. Like in this case, investigation went on for 2 years. Secondly, it is also important to note that when it comes to the actual process, SS Netcom was a company that was into call center business. They set up the first call centers in the Northeast and serviced clients like ASL, Airtel, and Idea. And as the call center business became more competitive, SS Netcom decided not to continue with the call center business of the telecom companies because the rates were not feasible. And at that time, investments had been made in the call centers. And therefore, in order to get the return back, the company at that point decided that they should be leased out. And with that in mind, since it was a plug and play model, many companies came. In fact, more than 8-9 companies came and they rented the place, they left. And even as we speak now, these premises are being rented out to different agencies who are running the center out there. So the process running had nothing to do with SS Netcom. It was simply the premises and the place which had been invested in was leased out or rented out. Now, when the leasing out or renting out takes place, we all know that there is a due process that takes place. There has to be an NOC from the SP. There has to be an NOC from the district councils. There has to be an NOC from the Rangbashnons. And during that phase, the NOCs were taken from all these agencies, including the SP at that point in time. So if the LO is alleging that due diligence should have been done, well, it was done by none other than the SP during that time. So therefore, the process was followed. And after the procedure was done, the place was rented out and the concerned individuals were running the operations from there. Therefore, these kind of allegations right now that have been given by the LO, it really is, as I said, is unfortunate. It just looks like it's very, as I said, unfortunate that they keep repeating the same points again and again and again. These points have already been clarified by the Power Minister during the session. They have raised this issue and we have raised and we have clarified it in the press also as well as outside also. These procedures were followed as per the guidelines. All the necessary steps that had to be taken were taken. All the approvals and the clearances were given by Government of India. If there was a situation where there was something that was being done wrongly, or there was some kind of a situation where it was not properly done, Government of India would have intervened. Government of India would not have cleared the bills. Government of India would have stopped the implementation of the project. But they did not, because all procedures were followed. Now, if opposition thinks that just by them repeating again and again and again that this is black, this is black, this is black, and they think that everybody will just believe this black, it's not the way things work. So I think it's important to now realize that they should come out with issues that are important to the state. We are all working together here, and just sticking to the same old points is not going to serve any purpose. Everybody knows, as I said, the procedures were followed, and that is why Government of India has ensured and allowed us to move ahead with the projects, and they have been implemented. Thank you.